It's Oake Keri at night 2 of Basilica Block Party, and we are joined right now by the one, the only. She's a good time. We're talking about Ingrid Michaelson.
I am a good time.
Well, you know, Oake always says this about you.
But I'm a good time. It says it on the bathroom walls.
I don't think that
No, when I said that Ingrid Michaelson is a good time, I meant that she's fun to talk to, she's charming, she's engaging, she's a good player. As anybody saw last night, so here we are, it's night 2, right? Basilica Block Party. You're a night 2 artist. A lot of times people zoom in, they zoom right back out.
They come in, they do their show, they leave,
Boom,
right? They're not committed.
Last night, it's about 7:30 in the evening, and I get a tweet that says, Brian Oake, where you at, bro? And I didn't know we knew each other like that, but we do.
Oh, we do.
But before I could even reply, there you came bounding across the Backstage area, and you made Backstage on the church stage night 1 very festive. Why were you in town early?
We came in early because I like to have a little bit of time before things, if possible, just to kind of relax and get the vibe and have a good night's sleep. And so we came. Also, Eric Hutchinson was playing. He's a good friend of mine. And so we went and watched Eric from outside, and I had my sunglasses on, so I thought I was incognito, which I was. But then I took a picture of myself, a selfie with Allie, my bandmate, and I posted it. And then all these people were like, hey, we just saw your Instagram. I was like, that was a really foolish thing to do, because I thought it was all hidden. So then I snuck backstage. That's when I texted you, and I was like, let me get hooked up with Brian. He'll get me backstage, because he knows I'm a good time. So then I'm like, where are you at? And then we got back there without you helping me, so I didn't really need you at all, turns out. And then I saw you, and I was like, Brian! And then, and then I sang with Michael Franti, too.
I made the mistake of letting her take a selfie of us together on the phone, and I now have literally 18 selfies of Ingrid Michaelson and myself on the phone.
Well, because your phone wasn't making a clicky sound, so I didn't know if I was taking pictures, so I just kept going for it.
There's one where I can actually see every single tooth in your mouth. Nice. It's fantastic.
I just got one filled, too.
Did you?
Yes.
No, well, we've already had it up on the website. Now, you mentioned you played with Michael Franti last night. How did that happen?
Because he's the awesomest guy ever. He's just so nice to me, and he's like, do you want to sing a song with me? And I was like, sure. And he started playing this one song, and he's like, now you sing one of your songs over this chord progression. And I was like, okay. And I was like, running through all my songs, and one of my songs off my new record kind of fit, and so I sang, modified it a little bit, and then we did like a mashup of his song and my song, and then I just danced around the stage like a crazy woman, because that's what you do at a Michael Franti concert. And I was just like spinning and jumping, and then I sang every once in a while, and it was really, really, really fun.
It seems like you might be somehow associated with a secret society of singer-songwriters, because it feels like you are friends with everybody who is kind of a Cities 97 artist for sure, but singer-songwriters. Is there like a club that you have to like do something to get in, and then all of a sudden you are in? Because it seems like there's a knit little group. Like you said, you're friends with Eric Hutchinson, Michael Franti. I think we've seen you with Sarah Bareilles before.
Oh, yeah. Well, she and I wrote together. I think just because when you're in the business for a few years and you do a lot of events with other people, you just get to know people, and the really cool people you stay in contact with. I mean, I've met a lot of, what can I say on the radio?
Well, we're not on the radio. You can say whatever you want.
Douchebags.
Right. Can you talk about that a little bit? Is there anybody you want to put on blast right now?
I will not extrapolate. I've met a lot of people that are very standoffish, and you're like, well, all right, I guess you're not my friend. And then there are some people like, Eric and Michael that are just super awesome and friendly. And I've known Eric since the Hotel Cafe tour in 2008. Wow. Michael I met at the Life is Good Festival a couple of years ago, and you just sort of like, over the years, you get a little like laundry list of all the cool people that get your vibe. And I think because you're in it, you're sort of in this world that even though you don't see the person a lot, when you do see them, there's just this sort of instant like love and understanding that you have with these people. And so the bonds that are formed while are not watered regularly are very strong, and they come back really fast. So yeah, we had a really fun time last night. But there is no secret club. No secret handshake.
If there was a secret club or secret handshake, you wouldn't tell us about it. So
it's true. There might be one, and I'm not in it too.
They all live in a giant house like the monkeys, and it's all fun all the time, and there's adventures.
We have
Fireman's Pole.
Fireman's Pole. Why are you saying that?
Because that's what the monkeys had. I saw the show too. The monkeys had.
I never saw the monkeys. That was me riffing.
You didn't know that the monkeys had a fireman's pole that went into their kitchen?
I never watched one episode of the monkeys. No. Like, hey, we're the monkeys, right?
Yes, the monkeys.
That's the theme song.
The American Beatles.
But I wasn't born in like
I wasn't
the
either.
1800s.
But no, neither was I. But somehow, I bet you know who Laurel and Hardy are.
I do it because my father watched them all the time.
Okay, all right. I have a question for you. Just to be honest, I wasn't watching the Monkees when they were on TV. I watched them in syndication later on.
Right, sure.
Reruns, like Petticoat Junction.
I have no idea what that is.
That's what I thought. I want to ask you about something. Is there any truth to the fact that there is a bubbling feud going on, beef with you and the emerging band Oh Honey, that you've accused them of biting your rhymes because they have a song called Be Okay. Their current sort of bubbling up hit is called Be Okay.
There's a big feud.
A big rift.
I'm taking them to court.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I actually don't know them, but I know Billy Mann, who produced them, who's like their like big guy, and no, I've heard awesome stuff about them, and they spell it B-E space O-K-A-Y, whereas I spelled it B-E space O-K.
You feel that's a big enough distinction?
Yeah, and it also doesn't sound like, like me, but, it doesn't sound like... Why, do you think it does?
You are stirring the pot, man.
It takes a lot for me to get angry at people,
Right. No, and I didn't really think there was any beef there.
There actually is. This was a big lie. I hate them, and I'm going to take them down.
Serious beef.
No.
I only have one last question. Yesterday was a really long day. You and I, Keri, we start the show. We both get up around 3:30 in the morning. Our show's from 6 to 10.
I go to bed at 3:30.
Right. Okay. Well,
that's why, by the way, Oake said when he was showing us your tweet from 2:30 this morning, he was like, "No, there's no way I could ever meet you guys out at 2:30. But if you want to do a little 10 a.m. day drinking, call him."
Yeah. No. But listen. So that was my whole thing. Is all of a sudden I get a tweet at 2 a.m. where I'm finally getting to bed, finally winding down after almost a 24-hour day, and I get put on blast by you and another colleague in the industry, like, where the bleep are you? And I'm like, I'm home in bed. And as I did mention, that was where I was heading with that is, no, not loser. Yes. Anybody can stay out until 2 in the morning and get hammered on a Friday night. Boring. You want to talk about that? There's nothing dangerous about that. When you're ready to live a dangerous life, you come and find me at 10 a.m. someday, and we will go put on a 2 a.m. drunks at 10 a.m. some morning. All right?
That's intense.
Yeah, dangerous.
That is dangerous, I admit, because then you're drunk for the whole day.
No. You're asleep by 3:30 in the afternoon. It's fantastic.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, all right.
I have a lot I could teach you, Ingrid. I do. I have a lot I could teach you about being dangerous and getting to bed in time for your programs.
Now.
Yeah, I got work to do. I wish I could.
I mean, I have work to do too, but...
Okay. Then we should probably wrap this up.
I've never performed drunk before. Wait, that's a lie.
Same. Wait, no, me neither.
Once, and it wasn't the best idea. And it wasn't even drunk. I don't even drink a lot. I'll have like a sip of wine, I'm like, hey! So I had like a glass of champagne, and then I had a show, and it was very interesting. I feel like I didn't have control over my limbs in the right way. Whatever that means. But people said that it was really funny. But no, I don't drink anything. I'm a baby. Although last night maybe we did.
Did you, baby?
Yeah, maybe
I don't know, getting tweets at 2 a.m. seems like maybe people were
There was some wine.
Yeah, okay.
And there was like a hoagie. And Michael Franti.
She's the writer of the song Turn Down for What? She's Ingrid Michaelson. And we've got her night 2 at the Basilica Block Party. Thank you, Ingrid.
You're welcome. Always a good time.